We're doing start, sub, sell, a game where we will be saying 3 players, and me and Mike will both be deciding on our own separate decisions who we would start, sub, and sell. And we can decide in the moment. It will depend on the player. We can say either in their prime, currently. It's how you perceive it. You can do whatever you want.
Surely we should set some per each trio.
Okay.
Is it prime or is it current?
Okay, we'll say Majority of these will be prime. Just putting it out there because it just adds a little bit more spice. So I think the first one we've got to go in with. This is the most discussed one, and probably will be the title of this episode, because this will be on YouTube as well. Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes. Start off with. You knew it was going to be the first one, let's be honest. Also, Mike doesn't know these, so all of these will be just randomly thrown at him. And I feel bad for putting him on the spot, but that's the point with these. You've got to just go with your gut.
Okay. I know I knew that straight away.
Everyone knows their gut, don't they?
I know that straight away.
This is proper pub talk. That's why I love it.
So this will anger all the little minions, the little United fans. But I didn't really get to see Scholes in his prime. I got to see old Paul Scholes. So he's, what is it? Start sub, sell. So but are we doing sell on value?
No. So okay,
just
sorry.
Get out.
Another thing. When I say sell, all 3 of them would be gotten rid of for the same price.
Okay.
There's nothing to do with wages.
So sell Scholes, sub Frank Lampard, start Gerrard.
Okay, bold. And why?
Because I watched Gerrard in his prime, and he was just absolutely unplayable. I get the argument for goals from midfield and Frank Lampard, fine, yeah. You score that many goals, what a player. But Gerrard was everything you want from a centre midfielder. He did everything to the highest level. Defends, attacks, passes, leadership, everything. Everyone who's played with him says what an unbelievable player. Like, you couldn't ask for a better teammate. I just think if I was picking the perfect centre mid, it's basically Steven Gerrard.
Okay. I will completely agree with you about if I'm picking the perfect centre mid, but I have a different player in that position. So my order, start, sub, sell. Well, this is going to be our first discussion already, straight in, I'm glad. So my sell would be Steven Gerrard.
Oh, no.
I don't want Slippy G in my side.
Oh,
then
no.
I'd sub Paul Scholes.
You said prime as well. You
prime?
said before.
No, prime.
You'll sell Steven Gerrard.
Sell Steven Gerrard.
Okay.
I'd sub Paul Scholes. I've spent a lot of lockdown, because I'm a little loser, who sat in his room watching a lot of full matches from a long time ago on Sky. They're putting them all out there, and watching the sheer vision and passing ability of Scholes is better than Lampard and Gerrard. I think that's what pips him over Gerrard. Gerrard's passing was brilliant, but Scholes had everything, absolutely everything.
Probably as a technical passer, he was better.
I just think with Gerrard as well, I was trying to think about this. I think I look at Gerrard and I think about those big moments. He has those great highlights, those massive moments when you look back at those. And I think, but I know longevity, he was great as well. But this is a really difficult one, and I'm probably digging myself a hole here. But I'm still going to say Scholes to sub.
Yeah.
And I'd start Lampard, because I just think the fact that you look at Gerrard. Gerrard was the number 1 main man in that Liverpool side, and he's been through the Liverpool era at points was really dire. At some points when he was in his moment, and he had to drag them out himself. Lampard dragged himself out of Chelsea, was the main man, and there were brilliant players around him. There were some amazing players.
But that's just circumstance.
But Lampard, that's what I'm saying. Lampard still, in a great team, still shone. That's why I always would start Lampard. And obviously, the argument of Gerrard's great passing and creating chances, well, Lampard, more assists.
Yeah.
More goals, Lampard, because I just love Lampard as a player, and I'm not just doing it on stats. I just loved Lampard as a player, and he created his own role. And I feel like that arriving late from midfield, I'm surprised we never called it the Lampard role, because he was the first.
There hasn't
to do
been that many that have been. Well, there's been none that are that good at it.
Yeah.
There hasn't been many that are even like goal scoring midfielders that get so many goals.
Yeah, the only one that showed flickers of this, and I said flickers, don't jump on me, was Dele Alli. Had moments where I thought, okay, arriving late, he was playing a bit more advanced. I said flickers.
Sam.
I said flickers at times, because he's arriving late and scoring goals, and then really...
Do you know who I was going to say? You'll probably laugh at me now.
Okay.
It's a much better shout than Dele Alli, that's for sure, anyway.
Alex Mowat?
If he was fit, he was brilliant at this. Aaron Ramsey.
I knew where you were going with this. Yeah, no, I agree.
He was so good at arriving in the box and just slotting goals away, just calmly, first time. He was brilliant.
I remember that time. Was when you tried to when you went against Leicester for the title at the end? When you could, was that at Aaron Ramsey have a great season that year, or have I just got this mixed up? Was it around that time?
No, I don't. I think it was probably earlier.
Was it earlier than that? Okay, I remember him when he just couldn't stop scoring, like absolutely. But that was when Arsenal were in their prime, absolutely class, weren't they? And obviously, when I say prime, in my era.
We were four.
But in my era, that's the best I've seen Arsenal.
With like Giroud, Cazorla, Ozil.
But I know we laugh.
Mertesacker.
That's the best Arsenal have been in my lifetime.
Well, not in your lifetime.
Well, that I've been around. Okay, I would have been. When was the Invincible season again?
2003-4.
I'd have been 3.
Well,
so I wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. I'd have been 3 or 4. Yeah. Okay then. I think that's a good start. It has to be that one, doesn't it? When you did the start sub cell.
The whole Lampard Gerrard debate. I don't think I'll question anyone either way.
Oh yeah, the three great players.
It's personal opinion.
Oh yeah,
Scholes just because he's United, he can get in the bin.
You got a real agenda, don't you? We're supposed to try and look non-biased on here. Okay, now on to our second one. We have got Son, Mahrez, Salah. Start, sub, sell. Now, this is a good one.
I know what you're gonna do because you're.
No, I think we're going to be. I think we're going to be very similar.
You're
with
a little
this.
fanboy.
I think our number one should be the same.
Oh, God.
When I say number one, as in start, I can go straight with mine. If
you
want me
do yours.
Okay, so I would sell Salah.
Shocking.
I still don't think. I still think he had a lot of momentum before, and I think we've seen throughout the season he couldn't keep that up, and he hasn't really offered much since Christmas. He's offered nothing since AFCON, and I don't like the fact he's not. I have still, for some reason, I look at a winger and I want a winger to do winger things. And he's more of an inside forward. I would want him as a winger to beat his man. He's very, very selfish as a winger, and a winger shouldn't be. They should beat the line, get the ball in the box. You look, and that's why I'd then sub Mahrez, and I'd start Son. So I'd go sell Salah, sub Mahrez, start Son, and that's only because of how good Son was towards the end of the season, and he carried on going, and we saw how good a player he was. He carried Tottenham at times this season.
I'm gonna start Son.
Yep.
Sub Salah, sell Mahrez.
Yeah, I'm glad we both agree with Son.
Yeah,
because Son has just been.
We've spoken about it before. I think right now, you put him in front of goal. He's one of, if not the most clinical finisher around.
I think it's
we don't always go on about stats, but like if you look at his XG conversion and stuff, it's absolutely ridiculous compared to like the chances he gets to the goals he scores. He's like on another level. He'll bury anything.
I know Tottenham, obviously it doesn't help with Tottenham not winning trophies, but on performance wise and what he's done this season, he should be in for a Ballon d'Or shout. I know, because now they're suggesting that it's nothing to do with trophies, individual accolades.
It is.
I know they've said it won't be, but
he'll probably be in the voting somewhere.
He should be top 3 for me.
It'll probably be Benzema.
It will
Salah,
be
De Bruyne, top 3.
Yeah, because it'll be done on trophies.
Or Mane even.
Potentially Mane. Yeah, I think if Mane had won the Champions League, then he would have won it. I honestly stand by that, because he would then have had the Champions League, AFCON.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually, they didn't win the Premier League. Sorry, no need. I just keep little punch to the gut every time. But no, I think Son. There's an argument right now that I think Son is the best player on the planet. There's an argument for that. Sorry, that didn't sound right then. There's an argument for saying that Son is the best player on the planet. There's an argument to be had. I think
he's
there's a
definitely
discussion.
Up there.
But I think we've seen the way he's been playing.
Yeah, he's just ridiculous.
He's hit another level, I think. But then Conte does this with certain players, doesn't he? You see with Lukaku.
But he was even there before Conte, like.
Oh yeah, but
as in season and a half, even before he was stepping his game up to different levels.
But I'm saying Conte has taken him to that.
Oh yeah.
Next step, the world class kind of caliber. So personally, I think there is an argument. You just batted that away, like just shut up, Sam. But I think there's an argument for it.
He's not up with like Benzema and Lewandowski at the moment. I don't think.
It's interesting because they're playing obviously different positions. So what Son's been doing from the wing has been ridiculous.
But again, he's now almost
an inside forward.
He's an inside forward. If
so
not,
my
like
debate, really.
A lot of the time with Spurs, the way Kane's dropping off, he's like a lone striker, Son.
Yeah.
So like all of his he might drift out wide, but a lot of his work is in central positions.
Yeah, I'll take that because I've now just realised how hypocritical my opinion was then. Because I've just said I don't want him playing as an inside forward, and then I've just completely agreed with the fact that Son basically is a striker. But we'll just swiftly move on. This next one has got one of your boys in. So Saka, Kulusevski, and Diaz.
There's only one start there.
No, I'm joking. Go on, then you say you start sub-sell then.
As good as he's been, sell Kulusevski, bench, sub Diaz, start Saka.
I'm going to switch two around. Sell Diaz, sub Kulusevski, and start Saka. I'm glad we both agree. Saka's just another level. And I don't understand why no one's still talking about how he's one of the best players in the Premier League. Did he even get a nomination for Premier League Player of the Season?
He didn't get one for Young Player of the Season, but he did get votes for Player of the Season, which I found really odd.
But Trent's got... And this is just ridiculous, but it's not a rant for that because we've ranted about that before. But yeah, how Saka has been arguably one of the players of the season.
Think so.
Definitely. Obviously, talking from an Arsenal fan, you're probably more clued up on it.
Just watching him, like if you watch him for 90 minutes, I know people might see the highlights and say, "Oh, does he look that good?" But I've watched him all season. He's different levels. Like his strength, the way he plays the game, like the composure he's got at his age. Yeah.
It's his age, which is just mental.
Yeah. He's so strong physically for his age as well.
Yeah. I've noticed how many times he's held like defenders off, and then he just beats like four men really, really casually. Doesn't seem to even do a skill a lot of the time. Like he
just shifts it. Yeah. He shifts it side to side really quickly, and then there's not really skill involved. He's just using his pace and dropping a shoulder.
Yeah, I really like him. But the reason why I'd sell Diaz in this situation is I don't think Diaz is anywhere near as good and had as much of an impact. I think everyone's just going on about how great he is.
This is the Liverpool hating episode.
Because I've realised it sounds like that. No, but Diaz, he's done a great touch out the air, brilliant. But everyone just seems then to just put him up because he's one of those flair players that gets people out your seats. People, I think, just push him up to another level. When arguably Kulusevski has had a bigger impact on his side than Diaz.
I'd say he has had a bigger impact, yeah.
But because Kulusevski...
I don't know, from Diaz, he might not have like the direct involvements yet since joining January, but you can see how much like an impact he has on the team, and when he plays, like he draws defenders out, he beats people, he lays it off. He's not like direct like Salah and Mane are, and that's why I think it works. He does a lot of the other stuff. He creates space for others and lays it off rather than just going for goal like those two probably do.
I don't know, but if you gave me the choice now between Kulusevski and Diaz, who would I want in my side? I'd take Kulusevski every day of the week. Because I think the whole thing is because Kulusevski isn't like a silky, small, tricky winger. He's not your stereotypical winger. He's a bit of a lump. He's not the most attractive on the ball, but he's so effective what he's done this season. He's been that. I think he's the reason why Tottenham have got top four.
But has he just hit a purple patch?
Well, then same argument for Diaz.
Is it Conte getting like more out of his players like he tends to?
But he's come in Jan and
he's been a huge impact.
He's class. He's absolutely class. But I just think it's because he's not the most attractive footballer and he's a bit more of a lump running down. He's quite gangly. But no, I stand by that. I think Kulusevski's clear of Diaz, and I think
they're close.
Oh yeah, I definitely think they're close. But for me, I think his direct involvement. But I do also think that you talking from an Arsenal fan's point of view, I don't think there's even any argument for me to try and push Kulusevski because deep rooted, you're never going to agree that a Spurs player is good, are you?
No, he's good. I've put Son top.
No, yeah, but that's Son because you can't even argue with Son. Whereas Kulusevski,
I think Kulusevski's been brilliant.
No, I'm just trying.
We were linked with him, and I was quite excited.
I was just trying to press the button and it didn't really work. I was hoping for a better reaction than that. Okay then.
I'm very reserved, Sam.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Trent, Cancelo, Reece James.
Ooh.
Start, sub, sell. Do you need me to go straight in or can you do this straight away?
I can go straight away. Sell, Reece James, sub, Trent, start, Cancelo.
Ooh.
I don't know what it is, I just don't like Reece James. He's clearly quite a good footballer. I think it's probably just because he's Chelsea and he's got an irritable face, but I just don't like him.
That's such a bad argument. That is just purely because he's a Chelsea player.
Yeah, I think it's because he's Chelsea.
Yeah. Okay.
But then Trent is one of the best right backs in the world.
Yeah, no, I think
one of the best probably the best deep lying playmaker in the world right now.
Yeah.
Cancelo is just
I think this is similar to the debate with Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, because all of them in their own right are the best out of the three of them at something. Technically, I'd say Cancelo's clear of them both. Technically, as an actual footballer.
Yeah.
Reece James, probably the best defender out of the three. And more athletic, yeah. And then Trent's obviously a creator. So I think you can...
Yeah. I'm with you there.
It's the Scholes, Lampard of our generation debate, I think this is. No, but I'd go sell the greatest system player on the planet, Trent. I would sub Reece James.
You should just name this episode.
Oh yeah, it's no more Liverpool slander.
I don't know what, like...
What's going on? I hate Liverpool, be the title. No,
just Liverpool, ha 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 ha.
It's not even that. I've realised... Yeah, it sounds really bad. But no, I'll stick by it, even though what you've just pointed out. I'd sell Trent, sub Reece James, start Cancelo. I just think Cancelo is just different gravy. The fact that he's the best left back on the planet.
He's like a midfielder playing fullback, isn't he? Like,
I think he play in any position.
Yeah, he's like a Gundogan or Bernardo Silva playing fullback.
Literally, yeah. I think we pretty much sum that up really well, actually. So we only get a couple more in. This is a little teaser, guys, because we'll do this properly when all four of us are on. Because
I might try and have a think and throw some at you.
Okay, yeah, you can go for that.
But you can.
I have literally written down about 50 of these because it's actually quite fun. I was having discussions with myself earlier. Okay, then the next one: Havertz, Firmino, Gabriel Jesus.
Prime or current?
Prime, whatever you want. Yeah, we'll say prime.
Prime.
Start, sub, sell. Havertz, Firmino, and Gabriel Jesus. All kind of false nine forwards. I'm going to sell. You get a smack if you... No, I'm joking. Go on then.
Sell Havertz. Sub Jesus. Start Firmino. I don't know if I agree with that, but we're here now. Yeah. Start Firmino.
You know,
in his prime, Firmino was brilliant in that front three.
I could just never work him out as a footballer. He's
not a striker, is he?
These aren't really strikers. That's the point of this, because Gabriel Jesus is kind of converted more into like a winger or a false nine, similar to Havertz. So I tried to do kind of three forwards that does anyone actually know their positions. I would sell Firmino. I would sub Gabriel Jesus, and I would start Kai Havertz. And I think Kai Havertz is a generational talent.
Generational talent?
Yes. I think, honestly, if he's played, he doesn't get a run of games because they are
Why do you think that is?
Well, because they are.
He can't hold down a starting
spot. Because he's forced to play Lukaku. He has to because there's money involved. He has to because he's an asset to the club. They can't have it.
He's the manager. He's not being told to play it.
It definitely is behind the scenes, because if you've been watching Lukaku this season, how on earth he's a Premier League footballer? He can go in the category of Antonio.
I think Havertz has his moments, but he also goes missing. If he's not in the rhythm of the game, I think he's a complete ghost. He has brilliant games, and he has brilliant moments.
But it's like Salah. Salah is a ghost in some games. Like the greats of the Premier League.
He's scoring 35 goals a season, not 10.
I know, really. I just think if Kai Havertz was played to his strengths, I still think we could see a very, very good player.
But I don't know if he's that good a player where a top team is going to play to his strength. He
needs two up top with him. If he has got somebody up top, he should be playing up top with Lukaku.
That's just not going to happen.
I know it wouldn't happen ever, but I just think Kai Havertz, and I think he's a system player though. If you play to the system that suits him, I think he would be class. I love him, and I will stand by this. I think this is one now that I don't know whether I've actually blinded by my judgment now, where I've just gone, I've got to keep backing this because I've said it so many times online. I get mocked for it. I've got to keep this Kai Havertz for a Ballon d'Or eventually. Keep that going. That
stinks.
I said it a while back, and I'm going to stay by. I said it before he signed for Chelsea. I'm going to stick with it. He will get it. Kai Havertz, you're going to do it for me.
I just want to quick shout out, Gabby Jesus. Get out your boy Mick. Get out your boy Gabriel and Martinelli. Tell him how good it is in North London.
I think he'd really suit Arsenal.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, can we just quickly I know this is not anything to do with it. Eddie Nketiah, are you happy with the contract?
I've thought about it, and yes, I am.
You don't want to discuss anymore? No.
Okay. For what it would cost you to go and get someone of his quality in the open market and then pay the wages, I think the deal makes sense. He's homegrown. He's come through the academy. He knows the club. Arteta now likes him. He knows the system. He knows the team.
Yeah.
If you think, like, what did Leicester pay for Patson Daka?
I wouldn't know, but it was a lot of money.
About 20 odd mil, and then 60, 80 grand a week in wages.
Yeah. I get when you put it like that.
Like,
it's just difficult to get excited about.
It is, but it also makes a lot of business sense. You're probably saving 20 mil on a transfer. You probably pay the same wages as someone who you bring in. And he's already familiar with everything. He started to get, like, running. He started with goals. He started to get a little string of good performances together in the team. So, yeah.
But do you worry, I'm playing devil's advocate here, that the only reason why he did start playing well is because he knew his contract was up and he was playing for a contract? You see this with a lot of players before they sign a big contract.
You can't think about that too much. If he's,
as I said, I'm just throwing in another idea.
If he's putting the ball in the net, you can't really.
Yeah,
you could say that about anyone, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, you could. I was just throwing it in there just to, again, trying to get a bite, but it's
I also think
biting.
El Neni 1 year contract is absolutely the right decision.
Well, El Neni is in one of my start sub cells.
Ooh.
So, James Ward-Prowse, Jorginho, and El Neni.
That's how have you? I love El Neni, but why have you just thrown him in there?
Because it's three players that
are vastly differing in quality.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to hear you say it.
Sell El Neni, sub Ward-Prowse, start Jorginho.
Okay, that's fair enough. And I
if
think,
you don't agree,
no, I don't.
You're extremely wrong.
No, I don't agree with you on that. And I have slowly a player that
what are you going to say now?
I'm not even trying to be controversial. Is my ball knowledge just all over the place at the moment?
Yeah, it's just shocking.
I don't know what's happened.
Proven by your predictions for like who's going to go down and stuff.
Hey, we don't need to discuss that. I keep going to record it, and I start recording, and then look at what I said, and I stop. So I'm like, I don't know if I can put it out. Honestly, it's woeful. Like my championship ones are even worse.
Oh, yeah.
A team that got to the final of the playoffs, I predicted would get relegated.
Yeah, that's not good.
Along with Peterborough.
What's your 3 then?
To
El Neni.
So, I forgot that was the discussion. So I would sell Jorginho. I would
sell Jorginho. Let's just stop there. Why?
I used to be a massive fan, and I think I've realised now he's a sideways passing merchant. Jorginho.
So you're having El Neni over Jorginho?
Yep. I think he will do more of a shift because at least El Neni is defensively strong.
I can't believe what's coming out your mouth.
Jorginho does nothing other than passing it 5 ways sideways and does the occasional chip over the top.
Jorginho sets the tempo for a whole game.
Great. He can't tackle. He can't do anything, but he sets a tempo. Chelsea are better without him.
They're not.
Chelsea with Kovacic and Kante are better without Jorginho.
That's terrible. I'm a bit embarrassed to be sat next to you.
I don't just stand by it.
Sell Jorginho. Over El Neni.
I would start El Neni over Jorginho every day of the week, and I stand by that.
Great clip.
That is a great clip. I'm not even trying to throw a clip though. I'm going really high pitch, but I stand by that. Literally, Jorginho, he clips it over the top. He's great for highlights, but he gets dispossessed loads because everything has to come through him.
I don't think he does get dispossessed loads.
Well, a lot of times, but in silly situations. When I say dispossessed loads, he obviously doesn't get dispossessed.
I think he's brilliant.
He plays passes that he doesn't need to play, but 5-yard passes, and then knocks it long over the top. And he's clinically overrated. This season, I think he's been found out.
I just can't believe.
I would sell Jorginho, I'd sub El Neni, and I would start James Ward-Prowse. And honestly, I don't even think James Ward-Prowse is that good.
No, I don't. I think he's overrated.
But he's clear of Jorginho. Can Jorginho take a free kick? James Ward-Prowse can. I stand by that. You're really struggling after that.
That's just like knocked me for 6.
I'll stand by that. I'm not even being controversial.
You are.
That's a fact. Jorginho, I think we've seen Jorginho when he's out of the squad. Chelsea play at such a better tempo, and they're faster.
He's played all year.
When they dropped him a few games, and I thought they looked better with Kovacic. I prefer Kovacic over him. I think Loftus-Cheek has had a better season than Jorginho. I'm not a fan of Jorginho.
Oh my God.
And Loftus-Cheek is woeful.
I think it's... Oh,
Loftus-Cheek
might
won't
be
get...
time you gave up the podcast after this.
No.
let me and Si take over.
No, I stand by that. Loftus-Cheek is a championship player at best, but
he's better than Jorginho.
He's been better than Jorginho this season, yeah.
He hasn't though, has he?
Jorginho, everyone's blinded by the fact, he was nominated for the Ballon d'Or. He had a great year last year. Well, he won a lot of trophies. Congrats to him. But there's a reason why Italy haven't qualified for the World Cup, and that's because it's Jorginho. I'm putting it all on him.
Okay, I've got a 3 for you now.
Is this changed now after what I've said or something?
No.
Okay, as long as there's no Jorginho.
This is probably testing your memory a bit.
That's fine.
Because I know you're a little babby, really.
I know, just still throw them at me.
3 left-footed wizards.
Okay. Pedersen.
Morten Gamst Pedersen.
Yes.
Chris Brunt. Steven Pienaar.
Steven Pienaar, great player. I really like him. Shout out to him. I did like him. But no, I would sell Pedersen, I would sub Pienaar, and I'd start Chris Brunt. Chris Brunt has got the best left foot in Premier League history.
Premier League history?
It's not even a discussion. It's
not Gareth Bale.
No.
Giggs.
No. Chris Brunt.
Lucas Podolski.
Chris Brunt. He's the closest out of them lot.
Van der Vaart.
We just go on, keep reeling names off. Who else do you want to shout in there? Chris Brunt.
That's shocking.
Who would you have said? Great, well done,
Chris
Salah.
Brunt
has got a wand of a left foot.
I'd have gone sell Pedersen.
So we agreed on that.
Sub Brunt, start Pienaar.
Well, that's a shout out to Brunt, the fact that he's making the squad. I have to admit, I am slightly biased because I am a West Brom fan.
Slightly. There wasn't even any hesitation. Straight in, start.
I knew, as soon as you said Chris Brunt, I knew he was starting. I'd forgotten about the other 2 players you'd said, because in my head I'd just gone. I'd already gone. No, and I can't believe I just said that.
The best left foot in Premier League history.
Some of the clips of this podcast. The thing is, your clips
I'm
aren't
quite
going
reserved, yeah.
I can't wait till we do this with the 4 of us, because if we throw that one back in, I'll stand by that. If you gave me the choice, a pure left foot, Ryan Giggs, Salah, Chris Brunt,
Bale.
Okay, all 4 of them. In that order, who would you go then? Best left foot in Premier League history. Giggs.
No, scrap Giggs.
Okay. Best.
Podolski and
we'll go.
Van der
Okay,
Vaart.
we'll go. Oh no, the 4. So the 4 we want to discuss then.
Yeah.
So what's the 4? Brunt,
Bale,
Podolski,
Van der Vaart.
So I'd go. Oh,
You're gonna put like Bale bottom up?
No. I'd go Podolski 4th, Van der Vaart
Outrageous.
3rd, Gareth Bale 2nd, Chris Brunt 1st for best left foot in Premier League history.
Best left foot in Premier League history.
Chris Brunt 1st. Actually, change my mind, sorry. The best left back in Premier League history, I'd swap Podolski and Van der Vaart. I forgot how good a Podolski shot was, so they were great. So I'm going to go... I changed my mind. I keep changing it. So my top 4 best left backs in Premier... Oh, my word.
Left backs?
My top 4 best left foots. Oh, we could actually get onto another one in a bit. But best left foots in Premier League history. Brunt 1st, Gareth Bale 2nd.
Any other left pegs?
Not on that level. Not on Chris Brunt level. There's no one.
Billy Lectonov.
There's no. We can keep throwing names in the hat, but there's going to be no one.
Chris Brunt isn't the best left foot in history, though, is it?
In Premier League, yes.
It's not, though, is it?
I don't think. Other than arguably Messi,
David
I don't know.
Silva.
Yeah, better. Left foot.
In what way better than Bale and David Silva?
You need to watch the game.
Try and explain it.
Because there's things that Chris Brunt straight away dead ball.
Right, Gareth Bale's free kicks.
Not on anything on Chris Brunt.
Okay. Not on anything.
Chris Brunt was in the top 10 most assists in the decade in the Premier League.
Okay.
All from his left foot.
Yeah.
Because he could do things at a West Brom side. Imagine if he was in a better side.
There's a reason he wasn't in a better side.
Because he loved the baggies. Not because he could have gone anywhere he wanted. I feel like...
It was coming in for Chris Brunt when he was at Albion.
Barca.
Wow.
The daddy of start sub-cell.
Because this is a trio of absolute global stars.
Okay, so Chris Brunt start then. Sorry, I need to stop this.
Titans, these are.
Okay, I'm ready.
Number 1, Breeder Hangeland.
Oh, what a boy.
Number 2, Chris Samba. And number 3, Per Mertesacker.
I thought you were going to throw Rob Houston at the end then. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
You know, I'll throw 2 more in.
How can we do? Can't we start sub-sell then? Can we?
Okay. No,
anyone who's clicked on this podcast or the video,
with them.
Okay. So it's Samba,
Hangeland, Mertesacker.
Oh my word!
Just the biggest blokes ever.
Wow, that's probably the best one so far. I've spent all those hours, like researching, trying to think
of it in.
Okay, I'm gonna start Mertesacker. I'm gonna sub Hangeland, and I'm gonna sell Samba.
I think I agree.
I think the Hangeland and Mertesacker one was the hardest.
They were very close, weren't they?
Hangeland in his day,
he was brilliant.
Was amazing.
That Fulham team as well, with like Dempsey, Duff.
Yeah, it was really
Duff, one left foot.
So,
Damien Duff.
He's still not better than.
Okay. Yeah.
Robin was in the Premier League as well, by the way. Another great
was.
left foot, but not on Chris Brunt. But that's not what we're discussing here. But
Okay.
I agree with what you said.
Van Persie.
Yeah, Brunt.
They're just a nonchalant.
It's not because I can't get
Van
excited.
Persie's probably the best left foot.
He's got a good. He's good. He's probably got about 3/4 of Brunt's left foot.
Okay.
Okay, so we were talking about that Fulham team though. That Fulham team, when you look back, one player I loved for Fulham, I don't think he was in that squad, was Brian Ruiz.
Oh no, I think he was.
Was he left-footed as well?
Yes, he was.
With the left foot.
You just love the left foot.
I always think there's something about left foots.
There is. It looks better, doesn't it?
It looks better because I think it's so unorthodox. You see more right foots. If you've got a left foot, you're just automatically better at football.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Actually, I probably could think of people I know who are left-footed that aren't very good at football, but I'm not going to shout them out on the podcast because that'd be very nasty. And they probably don't listen anyway, so they wouldn't know. But let's not. But no, that's a. So you're agreeing then?
Yeah, I wasn't going to put Mertesacker in there originally. I was just trying to think of someone absolutely massive.
So if you okay,
Stephen Colker.
Can I throw? You can't. How you can even throw him in there? He's still playing though. He's still playing?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, then I want to throw 3 in then if we're doing players like that.
Right, go on.
I'm trying to think now. So we're going to go Wes Morgan.
Yeah.
Robert Huth.
Yeah.
And Anua.
Anua?
QPR. I'm just thinking I'm thinking of bulky lads.
Straight away, it's sell Anua.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of bulk, basically, there. They're all bulky.
Sell Anua. Bench Wes Morgan. Start Robert Huth.
Oh, you can have some fun with this. It's proper like these are the kind of discussions we're going to do now, guys, because these are the ones that you want to hear. These are the things that get suggested, and it feels ridiculous doing them, but people thoroughly enjoy this for some reason, and there'll be more of this, and hopefully we'll get this on. We'll do this a full-on one of this where we absolutely smash out absolutely loads of them, the most controversial ones. And what I'll do actually is I'll put it out the week we're going to do it. And I'll get all of you to send in some as well. Some trios that we can do when we've got all 4 of us on, because we all know, well, he's not on now, but we know what Si's like with his football opinions.
Yeah.
And he'll
almost
be
as bad as your Chris Brunt opinions.
Hey, I don't think it's even that debatable. Oh, how high up would you rank his then? Would you say top 5?
His left foot.
Top 5?
There's no point in me even arguing because you're set in stone, aren't you?
I think Christian Fuchs as well has got a great left foot.
I'd say if he's in the top 5, he's 5th.
That's a great achievement for him, but he's definitely number 1. But no, as we always say when it gets to this part of the podcast, James McClean. His left foot was awful. He was never. He was great at Wigan. I think that was the highlight of his career. Him and James McClean. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's it. I think that's a great ending on James McLean's time. His best. As you can see, this has been a great episode. If there's anyone still listening now, fair play to you. You deserve an award and a bigger award.
Sam's horrible takes.
That's what this episode's going to be called.
There's definitely no Liverpool fans listening now, is there?
Well, guess what? Chris Brunt's won as many trophies as on this podcast. Oh, what am I trying to say? I don't know. Oh no! I don't know what I'm trying to do. This has been a great episode.
Yeah, it's been fun.
This has been one of the fun ones, and I feel like people will enjoy this one. But also, they'll realise Mike doesn't know ball. But thank you guys for listening. Smash the like button if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're watching us on YouTube, head over to Spotify for the full episode, because obviously this is the part. I don't know why I'm butchering everything I'm saying.
If they watch, surely this bit isn't.
This bit's on YouTube. This will be the debate that goes out on YouTube. But it's also now. I know. Can you believe people will be listening to this thinking, "What on earth's gonna?" There's no one still listening. But no, shout out to everyone who's still listening. Mike, cheers for coming on. Yeah. And as we always say, guys, please leave us a review. Smash the like button. Subscribe. Do your thing. We're 5 stars now on Spotify, by the way.
5 stars only.
5 stars only. That's what we do. Someone's definitely going to give a 1 star now, a Liverpool fan. But no, they won't be listening this far, so hopefully they haven't already. And whilst we're here, guys, everyone go check out Surprise Shirts. Use the discount code BHS for 10% off some great mystery shirt boxes. And there's some good things to be revealed on next week's podcast. Ooh, some announcements to be made. Very exciting. And hopefully it'll be the 4 of us. But let us know what you want us to debate and discuss next week. Check out Mike's Football Shirt Shop. Link to that will be in the description. Thank you for listening. BucketHatSam, over and out, baby. Whoosh.